You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now it's 7. Another ICE shooting in Minneapolis last night as protests ignite across the country.
But first, is record-breaking heat the new normal? We're answering that and more on the KOAM Morning Show.
And no record-breaking heat for us today. We are seasonably cool. We've got some clouds. We're going to break down the details for your forecast coming up. Well, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? It's what is this? It's Thursday, January the 15th. I'm Chris Warner.
I'm Samantha Walker, and we woke up today, and I walked outside, and I said it is colder.
It is a lot colder, and it's one of those things. When we talk about climate change, we talk about heat and everything. You walk out on a day like today, like what in the world? I'm like, what in the world are we even talking about right now? But it is a thing, and that's what some new information is beginning to show. Yeah,
and data shows that the planet hit its third hottest year on record in 2025, extending a run of unprecedented heat.
As Tina Kraus reports, climate researchers are out with a new report about the world's warming temperatures and what it could mean for the years ahead.
When it comes to global temperatures, the thermometer just keeps climbing. And climate scientists say record-breaking heat is the new normal.
2025 was the third warmest year on record after 2024 and 2023. We've seen exceptional heat both in air, land, and ocean temperatures.
The European Climate Service, Copernicus, has released new data showing warming temperatures are pushing the planet closer to breaking international climate targets. Experts say last year was far hotter than even a decade ago, despite natural cooling from La Niña, and insists the overwhelming culprit is clear: the burning of coal, oil, and natural gas.
Our atmosphere acts like a thermal blanket. When we add additional aerosols, such as carbon dioxide and methane, that acts to thicken that blanket, which then increases the insulation and our planet gets warmer.
And researchers say that trapped heat is driving extreme weather, and at least in part, fueled the intensity of last year's Los Angeles fires and the destructive force of Hurricane Melissa.
We do know that the best tool available is to reduce the emissions. And the sooner we reduce the emission, the more we can mitigate the risk.
Giving the planet a fighting chance to beat the heat. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Now, researchers found Europe is the fastest warming continent, with temperatures rising at roughly twice the global average since the 1980s.
Yeah, certainly warmer trends out there, and there's a lot of things contributing to now. Historically, the planet does go through cycles, but man is contributing to some changes in those cycles, and that's just how it is. Because we had record-breaking warmth around Christmas. Yeah, the 70s may not be hot, but for that time of year, that's well above where we should be. And we've been very mild this winter. We've had cold spells like the one we're about to have, but they've been brief. And we turn around on the other side and we warm back up above average again. And that's exactly what will happen over the next about week and a half. But first, today, it doesn't feel like record heat at all. There's no record heat in sight. It's very cold. We're going to start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. You can see we've got those clouds out there, so we're going to eventually have that mostly clear to partly cloudy skies as we head through the day. West Coast camera, 7th and range line in Joplin. Look at that sunrise as well. Just a few clouds from this perspective. Ran over to the KDOT camera, and it went down again. Well, that's okay. It went down earlier this morning, and then it came right back, and this time it's down again. So I'm sure it will return to us. In the meantime, MoDOT camera, 20th and range line in Joplin. A lot more cars out there on the road as we get this day started. Temperatures, very cold. 17 in Joplin, 16 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, average low is 25, and you're not going to find a single 25 anywhere on this map. Not one. We have 21, Bentonville, Yates Center. That's where it's a little warmer. Those are the warm spots. But look at Neodesha, 14. That's our cold spot. Most of us are into the upper teens this morning as we start the day. And our temperatures this morning, anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees almost, colder now than where we were at this time 24 hours ago. So a big drop. Now, despite that big drop, we are going to warm up a bit today. We're going to be seasonably warm. We've got, again, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Southwest winds through the morning are going to begin to ramp up, and they'll be gusting upwards upwards of about 20 miles an hour. So it'll make it feel a little cooler, but otherwise not too bad out there. We're going to reach the mid-20s by 9, mid-30s by noon. Our highs again, low mid-40s. Average high is 44, so we're going to be right close to that. As I mentioned, the southwest winds gusting to 20. It's going to be breezier tomorrow, still near average, and then a big temperature drop into the weekend. Details on just how cold it's going to get in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Authorities seized almost 9 pounds of meth this week as 3 people in McDonald County, Missouri were arrested and charged with felony drug trafficking. According to the local sheriff's office, these arrests are part of a series of ongoing narcotics investigations in the county. On January 11th, the McDonald County deputy made contact with Robert Embody near the town of Jane, Missouri. Deputies learned at the scene that Embody is wanted in the state of Tennessee for violating parole after multiple offenses of child neglect. Authorities conducted a search of his backpack, revealing multiple syringes and a large bag containing a white crystal substance. The sheriff's office seized a quarter pound of methamphetamine, and Embody remains in custody with pending charges of trafficking drugs. Earlier this month, the McDonald County Sheriff's Office and the Ozark Drug Enforcement received information about a woman suspected of selling large amounts of methamphetamine. On January 13th, a special response team was sent to Powell, Missouri to detain Devin Black and several others. Authorities secured the bus the Black was living in and searched the rest of the property with foot patrols and drones. Dennis Wishen was located hiding in the woods with a backpack that contained multiple bags of meth and similar substances. In total, the sheriff's office seized around 8 pounds of suspected methamphetamine, along with mushrooms, pills, and other drug-related items. Police respond to a stabbing at Casey's General Store on South Main Street in Jay, Oklahoma. Officers found an adult male bleeding from stab wounds inside the store late Tuesday night. A medical helicopter rushed the victim to an area hospital, and investigators quickly identified the suspect as Creedon Summerfield, who was later arrested without incident and then taken to the Delaware County Jail. The incident remains under investigation. Emergency services respond to reports of a T-bone crash in Joplin yesterday. The crash occurred near 31st and Main at the entrance to the parking lot of Small Strip Center. The occupants of one car were transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Officers processed the crash, and towing companies promptly removed vehicles and debris from the area. The Parsons chief of police condemns the drive-by shooting that put innocent lives at risk in a neighborhood where families and children live. Chief Robert Spinks says the gunfire erupted Tuesday night over a $20 marijuana deal, and now 2 people are in custody. It started Tuesday night with reports of gunfire on Stevens Avenue. Officers stopped a vehicle matching the description, and during the stop, officers found multiple firearms, including a stolen rifle, drugs, and ammunition in the car. They also found multiple shell casings at the scene, both in the driveway and on the sidewalk. Officers say there were several people in the home at the time, including children. No injuries were reported. In a statement, Chief Spinks said, quote, "Instead of focusing on how close we came to losing innocent lives, some may try to minimize or deflect responsibility. Let me be clear. There is nothing petty about rounds being fired in a neighborhood where families and children live," end quote. The investigation is ongoing. ICE officers come under attack during an arrest operation in North Minneapolis last night. 3 men assault an agent with shovels near North 6th Street around 7 p.m. The officer fired defensive shots, striking one Venezuelan migrant in the leg. The wounded suspect flees into a house where 3 others barricade themselves. ICE tactical teams breach the residence and arrest all 4. The shooting happened 1 week after another ICE officer fatally shot someone in South Minneapolis. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, Captain Wolf is in the studio sharing life-saving tips for winter weather emergencies.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:17 now on this Thursday morning, and it is a bitterly cold Thursday morning. We got most of us into the upper teens across the area, so well below average, with that average being 25. Our average high, though, 44, and we're going to be pretty close to that today and tomorrow. Now, winds are not giving us much trouble this morning, but as the morning progresses, they're going to pick up out of the southwest, gusting occasionally to 20 miles an hour, and we're going to have that mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies through the day and into the overnight hours as well. Now, after midnight, probably about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, cold front pushes through. That's going to shift our winds out of the northwest. Now, initially, they're still just gusting to 20, but as we go later into the morning on Friday, those winds increase, gusting to 30. Clouds also begin to increase. However, despite the clouds and the gusty winds, we're still looking at being pretty close to normal. But with the gusty winds, it's going to feel a little colder. Probably keep those wind chills into the upper 30s for a good portion of the day tomorrow. Now, by about 5, Future Track says you could get a flurry or a sprinkle here or there. I think it's going to be after 9 o'clock tomorrow night that we're going to have an opportunity for some flurries or some light snow showers. Now, I want to emphasize again, as we've been doing so, if you see these flakes falling, do not run out to the store. Do not panic. It isn't going to do much. It's just going to be some light flurries, maybe a light snow shower. At most, if any of it manages to stick to any roadways, especially bridges, overpasses, the back roads, it could lead to some slick spots. And that's about the most it's going to do. It'll look nice, though. It'll look very January-like. These snow showers will continue again after 9 into very early Saturday morning. Then we actually get a brief period of clearing, getting closer to sunrise before a few more clouds work in and we get one more round of an opportunity, at least, for some flurries and perhaps a snow shower or two. And by about 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, that's it. It's done. It's out of here. And we will have clearing skies, but we will be even colder for Saturday than where we are going to be today and tomorrow, because our temperatures are going to drop behind another cold front that comes in late Friday into Saturday. At sunrise, looking beautiful. There's some of those clouds out there from 7th and Range Line. We're about 20 to start. And we make the low 30s by 11 a.m., so, I mean, it's close to freezing, a little above. And our highs today, as I mentioned, near average. Average high, as I said, is 44. We're going to be pretty close to that. Some of you may be right on. And southwest winds 5 to 10, occasionally gusting upwards of 20. As we go into the evening, partly cloudy skies continue. Mid-30s by 10. We're dropping into the low 30s tonight, so while that is still cold, it is above normal. And those winds shifting out of the northwest, still gusting to 20 miles an hour. I said they pick up tomorrow. Clouds increase, still in the mid-40s, and our overnight low Friday night, not that far from average, just a few degrees below. It's Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, we are well below normal. We're talking upper 20s and low 30s on Saturday. You factor in maybe a gusty northwest wind then. We're talking wind chills into the teens and 20s. We're down to about 10 Saturday night. So, of course, for some of you, maybe some low teens, others the single digits, which is just unacceptable. Then we get into Sunday, mid-30s again Monday. Then we return to normal by next Tuesday into the mid-40s. And our temperatures continue to climb as we go into the second half of next week. Now, we were hoping for some 60s Friday, but we are looking at more cloud cover, maybe better rain chances. So that's going to limit our ability to warm up, but still temperatures climbing above normal into the mid-50s. That is a check of your forecast. We will be back with more of the KOAM morning news right after this.
Well, welcome back. We've got Lisa Olgus. You may recognize her here, but she's here to talk about a pretty exciting event coming up this weekend, the Cardinal Caravan, an annual event here.
St. Louis Cardinals professional baseball players coming to Missouri Southern State University. And the biggest thing, the event is free. So you've often tried to go get autographs. You can get autographs from 5 players, alums, and then Ricky Horton and Mike Claiborne are announcers, and Ricky Horton was on a World Series team. So it's very exciting. They have a question and answer session hosted by their announcers and MCs, and the players take questions there. And then also they'll take questions from fans in the audience. And so young players, minor, the little kids in Little League can ask serious questions of these players who give them answers. So then all kids, 400 tickets for free autographs, and all those kids get every one of those players' autographs.
Oh, how fun.
So it's very exciting. Lots of freebies. This year, the adults are not left out, right? Yeah. So this year, the Cardinals are giving away a voucher for 2 free tickets to a game. So everybody who comes will walk away with something, and then there are rally towels. Everyone's going to get a rally towel. Kids are going to get a blanket, thanks to Missouri Farm Bureau, the sponsor of the statewide event. And then we also partner with United Way. So this actually helps the local community. The Cardinals bring in memorabilia, ticket prizes, T-shirts, all kinds of not giveaways, and then the United Way sells raffle tickets. Yeah. So it benefits the United Way, and then the United Way sells baseballs for you to get autographed. And I mean, you go home with 5 to 7 autographs, it's what a great event.
And how cool is it to get, these sorts of people from Cardinal Nation down here close to home, all in one place at one time?
You bet. I mean, and we get fans who are really, really loyal. They've come from Indiana, Arkansas, and some of them are multi-generational. So you've got grandpa, dad, kids, they all come to this event. It's fun. Fredbird is there. So Fredbird's a big draw. Kids love him, and he interacts with the kids. So it's a lot of fun.
What's been, kind of the turnout and reaction to this event in years past?
I mean, the people who come love it. We always have to worry about winter weather, but it's not going to be that bad. It's warm in Taylor Performing Arts Center. There's room for everyone. It is this Saturday at 11:30. The doors open at 10, but come on. You don't have to get there super early. There's like 1,000+ seats on the floor of Taylor Auditorium. So there's lots of room, and it is a free event, and you get all kinds of giveaways, and you meet Cardinals and hear from them up close and personal. And the kids do love Fredbird.
Plus, you're getting that blanket anyhow, so you're going to be staying warm.
You bet. It'll be a good time. So come on out. You don't have to brave the cold for long. Taylor is heated, so it's going to be warm inside.
Amazing. And just, you've already kind of mentioned it, but when and where is this happening?
This Saturday, January 17th. It starts at 11:30. The event does. Fredbird gets there around 11-ish, so that's a good time. The doors open at 10. Taylor Performing Arts Center. There is not a ball game this Saturday, which is great because then there's more parking all around campus. And we even have a little shuttle that's going to drive from the main parking lot to Taylor for those who might need a little lift.
Well, that's going to be great. Is there someplace somebody should look if they're looking for more information on,
KGCS TV is the Missouri Southern Campus TV station, and we have it on our Facebook page. So KGCS, Missouri Southern State University on Facebook.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great event. Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa, and it's great to see you back here.
Yeah, come on out. Bring the whole family.
Well, thank you so much. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. I'm Samantha Walker. Schools in Kansas will get a high-tech upgrade to security thanks to a $10 million AI program. The program, known as the Safe and Secure Firearm Detection Program, uses AI-powered firearm detection systems with security camera software. According to Kansas Attorney General, the technology detects only openly displayed firearms, not facial recognition. A monitoring center verifies threats 24/7 every day of the year. The system alerts staff and law enforcement in as little as 3 to 5 seconds, including images and threat location. The application period is open, but the program is on a first-come, first-served basis. For more information, including how to apply, head over to KOAMNewsNow.com. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, we've got an incredible looking sunrise. We've got some clouds out there. It's kind of led to these bright orange colors out there. You can see from downtown Pittsburgh. West Coast camera, 7th and Rangeline, same kind of thing. Just some really nice coloring out there this morning with some of those clouds. KDOT camera, 69, just north of Baxter Springs, and same thing. I mean, it's aimed a little lower to the ground, but you can still see that sky. It's almost as if the sky is on fire. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline, Joplin, looking good as well. Quick look at those temperatures for you. We are sitting at 17 in Joplin, 20 in Pittsburgh. Bear in mind, average low is 25. Not one of us there. We're all below that. Most of us are in the mid to upper teens. We do have some low 20s out there. We've got 21. Anderson, Bentonville, those are some of the slightly warmer spots. And our temperatures this morning, upwards of 25 to almost 30 degrees colder now than where we were at this time 24 hours ago. So a pretty big drop in temperatures. As for our day to day, we're actually going to be pretty close to average. Southwest winds not giving us much trouble now, but will begin to increase as we go through the morning into the afternoon. And we'll have that mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Here's what we're looking at. We're going to go about the mid-20s by 9, mid-30s by noon, and right about the mid-40s for our highs. So again, pretty close to average for most of us. Those southwest winds gusting upwards of 20. The winds will remain gusty tonight. They'll increase tomorrow, and then temperatures decrease significantly into the upcoming weekend. We're going to break it down for you in the full forecast in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. The city of Joplin hosted its inaugural State of the Community event. Leaders from across local government, business, education, and nonprofits joined together to talk about accomplishments and challenges in the Joplin area. Topics tackled included public safety, economic opportunity, and addressing homelessness.
hope we've shown our accessibility to residents, whether it be through different survey processes or through meetings or even with the mayor and the council participating in meetings. We try to be accessible so that we're understanding the community's thoughts and feelings.
Strong.
Joplin Mayor Keenan Cortez says he hopes to continue connecting with the community through more events, newsletters, and open city council meetings. A group of concerned residents gathered in the parking lot across from the Cornell complex to protest the State of Community event. The group is associated with the outreach program Hopeful Bites, who were feeding people during the demonstration. They cite treatment of the unhoused population and the admission fee for the event as reasons for the protest. Well, Seroptimist International of Joplin proves laughter is the best medicine and the best fundraiser, too. In February, the group will host the 10th annual Comedy for Camp and S'more event at the Cornell complex. The event provides an opportunity for the community to help make an impact by empowering women and supporting programs to help local foster children.
Our Seroptimist Club has 3 major programs that we do to help others in our community. Our main program is Camp Seroptimist, which is a week-long summer camp every year at the last week of July. And so we help bring together local foster children in the area and give them a week where they can just feel normal and be a kid.
The Comedy for Camp event is Friday, February 20th, with opening act Jodie Fuller and headliner Kevin Farley. Tickets are on sale now. McDonald County businesses learn how to protect themselves from rising crime trends at a free chamber training session yesterday. The McDonald County Chamber hosted its latest Lunch and Learn event, part of a series the chamber has been offering for the past 2 to 3 years. Yesterday's guest speaker was McDonald County prosecuting attorney Malia Cheney, who spoke about crime trends her office is seeing and how local businesses can better protect themselves.
Businesses need to be informed of better ways to protect themselves, things that are happening around the county. And it's not just about business. We want people in the county to be informed about everything that goes on in the county, not just necessarily directly affecting their business.
The Chamber is one of the few in the region offering these sessions at no cost. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Your chance to finally make it into a Super Bowl commercial featuring Skittles and a special celebrity guest. In Consumer Watch, President Trump signs bipartisan legislation into law, which requires the National School Lunch Program to now include whole milk and 2% option milk as well. The signing of the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act reverses an Obama-era policy which limited public schools to only offer fat-free and low-fat milk. The law was voted unanimously by Congress last year. Now schools will have more opportunity to serve non-dairy milks as well. Trump signed the act alongside American farmers who are commending the move. The National School Program provides low-cost or free meals to school students. Fat-free and low-fat milk will still be included in provided options. Online shopping could lead to higher stress levels. The report found internet shopping is more strongly linked to stress than reading the news, emails, or watching porn online. Researchers studied the internet habits of nearly 1,500 German people over 7 months using a tracking program that showed where they scrolled and for how long. The team compared data from nearly 47 million web visits and 14 million app uses to the participants' self-reported stress and concluded time spent online shopping was associated with increased stress. The research noted it was hard to determine if people shop online to relieve stress or does scrolling or shopping cause more stress. Findings appear in the Journal of Medical Internet Research. If you borrowed money from the Department of Education to pay for college and are behind on those student loan payments, the Trump administration is cracking down. Jill Schlesinger is reporting.
The Department of Education is sending out notices that could impact more than 5 million federal student loan borrowers who are in default. Even if you have not yet received notification, it's important to understand the process when you do not pay your loans on time. When you miss a payment, even just one, you are considered delinquent. Once a payment is 90 days late, it gets reported to credit bureaus, which dings your credit score, making it harder and more expensive to get approved for credit cards, car loans, or mortgages. you are considered in default after 270 days of non-payment. The DOE is notifying those in student loan default that their wages will be garnished, which means the government can take up to 15% of your paycheck directly without going to court. Federal benefits like Social Security and income tax refunds could also be tapped for repayment. So if you're in default, contact your loan servicer immediately. You have a few options: loan rehabilitation, making 9 affordable payments over 10 months, loan consolidation into a new direct loan, or switching to an income repayment plan that fits your budget. The key is acting quickly before garnishment begins. The Department of Education says more notices will be going out in the months ahead. In New York, I'm CBS News.
Well, those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:43 now on this Thursday morning, and onto the future track we go. We've got a bitterly cold start to the day and a seasonably cool day for us. We'll have southwest winds gradually increasing through the morning into the afternoon. They'll be gusting up to 20 at times, and we'll have that mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. We'll continue that overnight. As we head towards sunrise tomorrow, though, we're going to have clouds increasing. Also, after midnight, I'd say probably closer to 1-2 a.m., a front begins to push through, so our winds will shift out of the northwest overnight, still gusting to 20 initially, but then they'll really start to ramp up throughout the day on our Friday, gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour at times. So even though tomorrow we're going to be seasonably cool again into the mid-40s, those winds might make it feel a little colder than that at times, maybe back into the upper 30s in some cases, especially with those mostly cloudy skies. Now, future track thinks by 5 a flurry or sprinkle is possible. I think if we're going to see anything, the better chances are going to be after about 8-9 o'clock. Now, I do, again, want to emphasize what we do see is going to be very, very limited, very isolated, and other than maybe some slick spots on some bridges and overpasses, it's not going to add up to too much. So if you are out this late Friday night or you're up early Saturday and you see some snowflakes flying, don't freak out. It's going to be all right. This is not a big snow event by any means, but with it being cold, if any of this manages to stick to some of the roads, again, especially those bridges, overpasses, back roads, if it melts at all and refreezes, because it's going to be very cold this weekend, slick spots are going to be the main concern. Now, towards sunrise Saturday, we actually clear out for a moment, and then we'll get one more brief round of some isolated flurries or snow showers pushing southeast across the area, and I think by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they're out of here, and then we'll start to have skies clearing Saturday afternoon into the evening hours. We could still have a gusty northwest wind, and with temperatures falling this weekend, could drop those wind chills into the 20s as we go through the day on Saturday. We're looking at some mostly cloudy skies here from 7th and Rangeline, but it'll be a mix. And like I said, because of the broad area, when we say partly cloudy, some of you could be mostly cloudy. We're meaning in general around the area. But we are looking at mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, about 20 to start, low 30s by 11 o'clock. We're looking at the highs. Average high is 44. Some of you will be right at that mark. Most of us, though, pretty close to that. But breezy. Southwest winds gusting to 20. Northwest winds after midnight gusting to 20. Partly cloudy skies continuing back to the mid-30s by 10. And yes, the low 30s are cold, but that's still above normal for our average low, which should be 25. So be back in the low 30s. The thing is, the low 30s is as best as we're going to do on Saturday in terms of highs. So mid-40s tomorrow. Near average again Friday night, but Saturday upper 20s and low 30s. We're down to about 10 Saturday night into Sunday. We only make the mid-30s at best on Sunday and Monday. However, we do start to warm up, so after a few days and nights below normal, by Tuesday, we're back to normal, and then as you can see, temperatures climb into the mid-50s as we go through the second half of next week. We were hoping for some 60s on Friday, but one of the biggest changes is we're looking at more cloud cover Friday and that shower chance out there, so that might stop us from getting too warm, but we'll still be above average, as I said, in the low to mid-50s. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
An emu on the loose has now been secured. A Florida law enforcement officer caught the runaway bird after reports came in of its escape.
But the emu did put up a fight before it was caught. The St. Johns County Sheriff's Office wrote in a Facebook post, the large bird, quote, kicked several times using its large talons and fled on foot recklessly. After a short chase, the emu ended up in handcuffs around its legs.
Fortunately for it, the emu wasn't sent to jail and has since been safely returned to its owners. I feel like it should have been charged for resisting
I was going to
arrest.
say, it's probably got an upcoming court date for assault on a police
It's on
officer,
bail.
resisting
That's what it
arrest.
is.
I think that's it. That's funny.
The handcuffs around the legs.
You know
I'm like,
what?
can we see that, please?
We had a police story yesterday too. It just gets down to like the crazy things sometimes that law enforcement will see. From time to time. It's an interesting story to go home and tell your spouse or your family. Be like,
guess who I arrested
guess
today?
what I got into today? Well, a new study finds that horses really can smell our fear. Researchers collected samples of study participants' armpit odor when they were feeling scared, happy, and neutral.
The researchers then exposed the horses to the different odors during standardized tests and observed the animals' behavior. Analysis showed that both the horses' behavior and physiology were influenced by the human odor compounds.
I mean, that might just be because it smelled bad. Well, the horses exposed to odor compound, poor horses, and volunteers, they had volunteers, that's good, who had watched scary footage. What kind of scary footage? Were more likely to startle and were less likely to approach people or investigate unfamiliar objects. The research was published Wednesday in the journal PLOS ONE. Interesting. Who volunteered for that?
I'm also like, what scary movie did they use? I'm like, and should they, for control, show the scary movie to the horse?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, can you scare the horse? If they can smell our fear, can they be scared by a movie?
Just watching the Blair Witch Project? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this could be your chance to be in a Super Bowl commercial. Skittles is holding a contest that will result in a live ad from the winner's home during the big game.
What's going on in that picture? What is going
What
is going on here?
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Okay, well, the lucky homeowner, hopefully it won't look like that, will have Skittles delivered by movie star Elijah Wood. For more information and to enter the contest, you can go online to followtherainbow.com.
A potential winner will be notified on or around January 21st.
You get free Skittles out of it? Because I'm less about the ad and more about just a plethora of Skittles.
But Elijah Wood's cool too.
Elijah Wood bringing me Skittles is also acceptable. Well, politics took a brief backseat to music for South Korean and Japanese leaders this week. Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takachi and South Korean President Lee Jae-myung held a surprise drum session Tuesday, briefly putting aside political discussions.
The two leaders played Dynamite by BTS and Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. This is the third time these two have met since October 2025 when Takachi took office in the first Japanese female prime minister.
The political relationship between the two countries has improved over the past few years as officials there have focused on economic and security matters and jamming out. I mean, think about it. If our president, regardless of who it is in history, if they were to hold a jam session with the Russian president or any other nation, do you not think that our relations would be improved a bit if they participated in said jam session?
I mean, I think it's definitely worth a shot. Maybe that is the diplomatic activities we need.
I mean, MTV used to do Rock the Vote, so I mean, now just take that and translate it to the politicians rocking the vote themselves.
And they looked like they were having a good time.
Yeah, and that's seeing it relieves stress.
Yeah, music relieves stress.
It certainly can. We're gonna have another look at your forecast and your wake up recap right after this.
This is your Wake Up Recap for January 15th, your top stories to start your day. Authorities seized almost 9 pounds of meth this week as 3 people in McDonald County, Missouri were arrested and charged with felony drug trafficking. According to the local sheriff's office, these arrests are part of a series of ongoing narcotics investigations in the county. Police arrested Robert Enbody on January 11th after finding a quarter pound of meth in his backpack. On January 13th, a special response team was sent to Powell, Missouri to detain Devin Black and several others. Authorities seized around 8 pounds of suspected methamphetamine from Dennis Wishen's bag. Police respond to a stabbing at Casey's General Store on South Main Street in Jay, Oklahoma. Officers found an adult male bleeding from stab wounds inside the store late Tuesday night. A medical helicopter rushed the victim to an area hospital, and investigators quickly identified the suspect as Creedon Summerfield, who was later arrested without incident and taken to the Delaware County Jail. This incident remains under investigation. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And we've got a seasonably cool day out there. I know it's bitterly cold to start, but we will eventually make the mid-40s. Partly cloudy skies, southwest winds gusting to 20. Partly cloudy through the evening, down to the mid-30s by 10. And our overnight lows technically above average. It's cold, but above normal, low 30s. Winds shifting out of the northwest, gusting to 20 overnight tonight. Winds gusting to 30 tomorrow. Still seasonably cool. Then temperatures drop into the weekend. Could get a few stray flurries, a light snow shower. Let's say between roughly 9 p.m. Friday and 1 p.m. Saturday. Again, nothing significant expected there by any means, but you could see a few flakes. And like I said, just barely cold, down to 10 Saturday night into Sunday.
Well, you know, if it's going to be that cold, the least we can get is a little bit of snow.
It might as well.
If
it's going to treat us like that, that's what it should do then.
Well, in some good news, 4 astronauts on a SpaceX crew Dragon capsule in outer space are back on Earth. The crew, 2 American astronauts, 1 Japanese astronaut, and 1 Russian cosmonaut, splashed down in the Pacific Ocean Thursday.
Now, they were originally scheduled to stay at the International Space Station until mid-February. NASA made the decision to bring them home last week after it announced it was canceling a planned spacewalk due to a medical issue.
The astronauts departed from the ISS and took a 10-hour journey and gradually re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. Officials at NASA didn't say what the medical concern was or which astronaut was affected by it.
Always better to be safe than sorry. Definitely. That's going to do it for now. We'll be back with more news and weather at noon.